We propose a local currency in the form of duck bucks. Duck bucks will be injected into the local University of Oregon campus when the program first starts. After the initial duck bucks release, duck bucks can be earned by volunteering through U of O beautification projects. We'd like to first talk about how consumers will receive duck bucks. Before discussing what suppliers will do with them, some of the volunteering duties can include cleaning and landscaping. In fact, the new Knight Science Complex has a beautification budget for Franklin Boulevard. Some of the landscaping activities can be done in coordination with that project, and a portion of janitorial duties, such as vacuuming, taking out the trash, and straightening up inside. Landscaping duties include raking leaves, weeding, mowing the lawn, planting, picking up litter, recycling, and painting. 1 hour of volunteering results in 2 duck bucks. The duck bucks can be used at a variety of places all around campus, including dining halls, the duck store, and libraries. 2 duck bucks are equivalent to 6 meal points on campus, while 1 can get you 3 meal points. Perfect for a quick snack. Yum!
I don't think that duck bucks are a threat to the national economy. And I don't mean to say that you're going to take down the United States if you proceed with this idea, but it is going to have some small consequences that might be negative, okay, along with all the other good parts of it, right? And I like the idea of getting people to volunteer. But why not just have the university hire students and pay them regular U.S. currency and let them use that currency wherever they want? What don't you like about that idea?
I believe we do like that idea, but in this way, I think that we are encouraging students to go to the duck store, to use this currency only within the University of Oregon.
2 duck bucks at the duck store will get you $8 worth of textbooks. And any person who uses duck bucks as a means of payment will receive a 5% discount. The duck store will eat the cost of a 5% discount as a means of increasing the total amount of students who buy from the duck store. In a comprehensive survey given to college CFOs regarding future college bookstore services, 89% of respondents to a survey confirmed that students are increasingly moving away from campus bookstores. According to Glenn Waddell, professor of economics at University of Oregon, the duck store has the highest markup of any college bookstore in the nation. Duck bucks will make the duck store competitive again by lowering prices as well as promoting local growth. Duck bucks can be also used for printing and other services at the library.
So does it have this aspect where you kind of want to keep the money locally? Is that?
Yeah, that's the whole point. And that's why instead of giving dollars, we give duck bucks, because duck bucks are only accepted at certain local places so that people can't go buy things from Walmart or Target and huge national chains.
So I like the UO bookstore, and I think it's pretty efficiently run. Obviously it's not as cheap as some online places because it has different costs and so forth. But I'm still don't understand why you want to. We have some really low-income students who can barely afford books and food, right? And it doesn't seem like this system will help them very much, because you'll prevent those students from spending the money that they've earned at the place where they can get the highest value for it.
Well, there are also some books at the duck store that you can't get anywhere else. I don't know, my Spanish professor has a book that she only sells through the duck store and things like that. So it would help them with those.
That's a pretty rare case, right?
I think the idea of low-income students trying to volunteer would be a rare case of them volunteering to get money, because I think if they can apply for work study, they can get actual jobs, and that would help them because then they can maximize their value of going to the cheapest place. But this is more directed towards people who are trying to save a little bit of money, trying to volunteer and help their community, and trying to keep it locally. Because for low-income students, their biggest problem isn't I'm trying to keep the local economy growing. It's about getting the maximum value.
Right.
So that's the rare case. I think this program is directed mainly towards
Mainly towards students who don't really need to work.
Yeah.
Or have free time, and see like issues that they could help solve in their community.
So kind of,
This may feel like it is crowding out jobs, but the people who already work as janitors and landscapers will be promoted to monitors and trainers. They will supervise the volunteers and help as needed. The economics department will be in charge of DuckBucks and monitor it as well as implement monetary policies. Professors who specialize in macroeconomics and monetary policy would be able to run policy and monetary experiments on this local currency to draw comparisons between DuckBucks and the US dollar. Professors and graduate students alike will be exhilarated to run policy experiments on an actual currency rather than just taking textbooks for granted. So DuckBucks have some educational value as well. The economics department will essentially act in a similar fashion to the Federal Reserve in that it enacts monetary policy. We want the DuckBucks to be inflationary, so we will tell students that we will slowly release DuckBucks into the local economy over time so that students will be incentivized to spend rather than save DuckBucks.
I'm going to ask you a question about what you thought about the economics department monitoring it and like instituting monetary policy if it got into that sort of size.
That's like a research project.
It's an interesting project. A long time ago, we had a professor who was worked as a consultant for the central bank in Ghana, I think it was, and so he really knew some practical stuff about managing currency. But that seems like an awesome amount of responsibility to place in the hands of an economics professor. So.
Or the grad students.
Grad students might be a better choice.
Yeah. That's what do you think that they would be interested in that?
It might be an interesting experiment. Right?
Yeah. It is more of an experiment, I guess, than something that we would institute for the long term. Because, like you said, it's a short term project.
We conducted a survey involving 60 students affiliated with Greek life at the University of Oregon. We asked them what they would most likely use DuckBucks on. 23 said that they would most likely use it at the Duck Store, 20 at the EMU, 2 for printing, 16 would use it in the dining halls, and 9 would most likely use it at the Lillis Cafe. When we asked what activities those students would most likely volunteer for, 11 said for vacuuming, 24 for landscaping duties, 6 for picking up trash, 19 for cleaning classrooms, and 0 for cleaning bathrooms.
What is your name and major?
My name is Riley Olson. I'm a double major in environmental studies and theater arts.
Would you be open to using a local currency if that meant you could save 5% on your local purchases?
Sure.
Would you be willing to volunteer on campus if that meant you could receive a DuckBuck after your work?
Yeah, sure. I don't really do much volunteering now, but I guess that would be a reason to start doing it.
If you could choose any place on campus or off campus or in Eugene to use DuckBucks, what are some of the places you might be interested in?
Probably like the Duck Store. That would seem fitting. I don't know, like anywhere in Eugene, maybe like downtown businesses, food probably, grocery stores maybe.
Since you work on campus, would you be interested in getting DuckBucks in addition to your wage?
Sure, yeah. Anything in addition to my wage.
What's your name and major?
Sophia Penrose, Human Physiology.
Would you be open to using a local currency if that meant you could save 5% on your purchases?
Absolutely.
Would you be willing to volunteer in exchange to receive DuckBucks?
Yeah, I mean, I already volunteer a lot, so it would be cool to get DuckBucks for that.
Do you think it could motivate you to volunteer more?
Yeah.
If you could choose any place in Eugene or on campus to use DuckBucks, where would you pick?
Any food on campus at the EMU or in the dorms, or I guess off campus on 13th. and the duck store would be really nice.
In conclusion, some of the advantages are fostering volunteering on campus, allowing student workers to get free meals at their workplace, keeping textbook prices low, and finally, duck bucks are an educational tool for the economics department here at the University of Oregon.